I recommend doing all of it because transits show us what's happening now, what houses and influences are happening now.
Electronic voice phenomena, or EVPs, are voices captured in static, white noise, or even silence. Messages from just beyond our ordinary perception. Are they disembodied souls caught between dimensions? Echoes of past events, warnings from future timelines, or fragments of consciousness trapped in loops of time and space. Whatever their origin, the mystery remains. What are they trying to say? And what can they tell us about reality?
My name is Alex, and I study the hidden patterns of reality, from mind control, psyops, and programming, to the occult, astrology, and human design. As a former gate kid with a fascination for aliens and consciousness, I love diving into the mysteries of life. And today, we're going to take a look at an EVP I captured while talking about karmic loops and soul traps. At exactly 37 minutes and 37 seconds, a viewer on my channel pointed out that they heard a strange audio artifact. Let's take a look at it. During an astrology reading, a one-on-one session, we also look at your past life karma. What are you bringing into this life? And we look most importantly at the transits and or the progressions, whatever you decide you want to look at. But I recommend doing all of it because transits show us what's happening now, what houses and influences are happening now. And progressions is more like the progression of your soul. I shared it with another friend from my channel, and he helped me isolate the audio so we could get a better idea of what it might be saying. Here's the isolated audio. Because transits show us what's happening now, what houses and influences are happening now. Here's the isolated audio, enhanced, so you can hear the EVP better. What do you think it's saying? I've heard several things from several viewers, including, get us out. I'll play it again. What house? Others think it might be saying, get us help. What house? Another friend heard, I said stop. What house? I've also heard, see us out. What house? What's most interesting about the audio we think we're hearing is that it goes along perfectly with what I was talking about in my last video. I was talking about the Saturn moon matrix and this theory that we live on a prison planet. And specifically, when I was talking about the planet Saturn, the astrology of Saturn and all of its lessons, including soul cycles that we can be stuck in through the frequency of our emotions. That's when I picked up this EVP. What's even more fascinating is that when you play the EVP in reverse, it seems to be saying something again. I'll play it for you. What do you think it's saying? To me, I hear something like, watch this, or what's this? Maybe it's nothing, or maybe it's something, perhaps a soul stuck in another dimension, confirming that what I'm saying about time is true, that we are stuck on loops of time, calibrated to our emotional frequency. In other words, when we feel shame and we project shame onto the universe, the planet Saturn amplifies that, and we are stuck on the loop of shame, attracting experiences that reflect back to us those feelings of shame that we feel internally. In my last video, I was talking about how when we raise our emotional frequency to higher vibrational emotions like willingness, courage, joy, optimism, we will begin to align ourselves with new loops of time, which reflect back to us those same emotions that we're putting out through our vibration. Some other things I wanted to share while considering what this audio might be saying is that I was filming in my garage, which is a space that has a lot of emotional energy attached to it. For example, during my period of gang stalking a few years ago, I was gifted with a shirt from somebody who practiced chaos magic. They gifted me with a shirt from their friend who had unalived themselves. And every time I hung out in my garage a few years ago, I would feel some kind of dark emotional presence, and I felt sad all the time. I've done many cord cleanings and salt baths and prayers since then, but could this possibly be a disembodied soul that's still hanging around? Perhaps they were trying to tell us something, especially when this topic came up. It certainly makes me curious to watch some of my other videos on regular speed and see if I've captured any other EVPs while in that space. I normally listen to my videos on 2x speed while I'm adding captions, so it was very easy for me to miss this one in particular. But if you end up watching any more of my videos, let me know and make sure you're watching it on 1x speed. The other interesting thing about this EVP is that it was captured at exactly 37 minutes and 37 seconds, which some people say is an angel number. 3 has a vibration of expansion, abundance, growth, while 7 is the number of spirit, of pause, of isolation. At that exact moment in the video, I was also talking about law of attraction and our emotional energy. So was that disembodied voice trying to tell us that I was onto something? A third perspective that I have about this EVP is that what if it was Big Brother spying on us? We've talked about US patents a lot on my channel, and we all know that Apple and tech companies have the ability to share screens with us. Is it possible that somebody was spying and they were trying to mess with me by saying some kind of whisper into the camera as I was recording? The most interesting thing I found from this whole experience is that the exact moment I captured the EVP, I look away from the camera and seem to lose my train of thought, almost as if I felt the presence. And the other interesting thing is that I seem to lose my train of thought as well, which means to me that it was either feeding off of my emotional energy as I was getting really excited and passionate when I was talking about the astrology, almost like it was using me to feed off me so it could tap into my electronics and deliver this message. Did this disembodied spirit try to use my energy to deliver this message? What do you think about it all? Another phenomenon that is common is that people can sometimes make up what they are hearing when we hear things that sound like human voices. But if you're anything like me and you've nerded out on shows like Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures, you've probably seen an overwhelming amount of evidence through the technology that they use to capture these EVPs. I'm certainly a believer in the paranormal, but I'm also a believer in big tech and Big Brother spying on us. So I'm not sure what to think of this EVP, to be honest. It certainly leaves me with a lot of questions, especially regarding time and the soul trap. In my last video, I was talking mostly about the astrology of the moon and Saturn, and ultimately came to the conclusion that Earth is less of a prison and more like a school that helps us graduate what others might see as ascension. Maybe the moon and Saturn act as gatekeepers for this reality, creating a force field through our emotional frequencies. But as so many people are saying, the vibration of Earth is changing and expanding. So is it possible that we're only trapped in this emotional frequency grid while we have lower level and lower vibrational emotions? Is it possible that this disembodied voice was confirming the fact that I was onto something when I was talking about the vibrational scale of emotions? Or do you think they were confirming the fact that our souls are trapped here and that we're stuck on cycles and loops of karma? What do you think? I hope you'll share in the comments and we can unravel this mystery together. But until then, I'll see you in the next video.
I'll meet you in the